When is the right time to tell the dog that it was adopted? I don't think it's necessary unless the dog starts asking questions and wondering. Some have a strong desire to try and find their biological parents, but many more are content to just enjoy their family and their environment. Oh, and licking their ass too. Bark, bark. Tell them when they are mature. Tell them sit, and once they are seated, tell them politely, with a treat in hand, you were adopted. It is an important step when raising a dog. If they eat the treat, you know they're okay with it. My poor boy cried and yelped for 10 minutes when I told him. I've never told him and never will. I've been implanting memories in him by telling him all about when I was pregnant with him. How I had hoped to be having a puppy, and the muffled woofs we would hear while waiting for the special day. Strange. I had a no lying policy with my actual children, but I'll lie to my dog at the drop of a hat. It's okay. You are allowed to treat them differently. Lying to your children can make a poor relationship. That's not good. However, lying to your dog can make a poor relationship. Now I don't know what that is, but it sounds super cute. You can't have any of this steak. It has chocolate in it. Mine already knew by the time I got him home, and he'd gotten used to his new abode. He was already old enough to understand that he was in an orphanage, and he was in there a while by the time I arrived. It took him time to adjust, but he's happy. This is literally the cutest comment on this thread. We haven't told our cat yet, but I think he's starting to suspect. PFTT, I'm pretty sure cats think that they're gods, and it's morely likely that they've adopted you. Oh, absolutely. I love cats. BTW. They move in, and then they say, I will graciously allow you to continue to live in my domicile. Apostrophe. When they start asking. My newest is almost 2, and honestly I think it would crush her to know she's adopted. Thankfully we are so much alike that it's not too obvious. Maybe it's the wrong choice, and I'm being deceptive, but I'm never going to tell her. I just don't have it in me to broach that subject. Although I'm very male, I do believe she believes that I birthed her all on my own, and I'm going to keep it that way. You sir are setting your dog up to be traumatized and will have lingering anger / resentment / abandonment issues, and who knows what else. No offense. Tell her. Now, listen to some stories of adoptees. It's heartbreaking to be lied to for decades. It's not love. It's not protection. Don't disguise it as love either. The only thing it can be called is manipulation. All a competent parent needs to do is talk to their adopted puppy and continue to build on it as they grow. It's like building a house. Lay the foundation first. Always be honest and truthful in developmentally appropriate increments. Seriously, it's not that hard. Have some pride and love, not deceit and shame. It'll keep her in the family without blame or games. It's manipulation, control and oppression of a dog's identity when you say you will never tell her. They are entitled to their origins and medical history just as much as anyone else in this world. If you think otherwise, you're selfish and misguided. Lying to your dog was for your best interest, not hers. If you think the truth will change the relationship you have with your puppy, then wait until you see it get obliterated by the fact that you deliberately kept the truth from her. When he's old enough to know who's a good boy. No one's a good boy in this hellscape. I just sat him down and told him. He seems to be taking it pretty well. He just kept trying to get pets from my mom. Maybe that means the dog thinks you are the adopted one. When he falls in love with the cat and you feel that it's your duty to tell them they're not biologically related. Wide step, bro. You should probably wait until he finishes college. Told my dog she was adopted when she peed on my bed. She probably thinks you just made it up because you were angry. I was actually about to sit him down and tell him. Will inform on his reaction. Edit. He was rather quiet about it. He sniffed me, then went off and ate. I think he will be fine. When they ask why he has different colored eyes. Never. Doggo will just spend its whole life thinking eventually he'll grow up into a people. You should watch The Art of Racing in the Rain. when you sign the paperwork making the adoption official. Make it a happy event. I like how everyone in this thread is dead serious. Because it is serious. So you are right. Never. Before he starts asking about the disappearance of his balls. Where are my balls, Summer? I really hope my dog doesn't remember anything. Before I adopted him, he was a stray in Los Angeles and was picked up with multiple BBs embedded under the skin on his head/torso. And he was super underweight, and I'm just gonna continue to let him believe he's lived his whole life in a house with a bunch of comfortable beds, 2 meals a day, and too many treats, and all the toys he could ever want. Oh, poor love. Give him scratch behind the ear for me, please. Just melts me heart, and I'm glad he can live in bliss and hope he doesn't remember that trauma. Just do it at a random time, when they least expect the serious conversation. If she doesn't ask me, I don't see why I should bring it up. In the middle of a fight. I'm sad to say that I did this. He was tugging this rope I really wanted and won't let go. I finally just threw my end down and told him out of anger, but I think he already knew. He brought back my end of the rope. He already knows. You look nothing alike. Honestly, he's so much like my husband that I forget he was adopted. My dog has always known. From a very early age the words adopt, adopted, adoption were used. No, you may not get on the couch, you're adopted. No, you may not shitty in the house like the rest of us remember the adoption. Only adopted puppies would come into the house all muddy. Only those born into the family eat at the table, all doggos off the floor. I don't think that they would care if they were adopted or not. If a wolf pack had 2 litters, the pups would play together, whether or not they were blood related, and go on to have strong emotional bonds as adults. Blood relation means nothing to them. Cats, on the other hand, view humans as giant hairless kittens. They adapted a whole set of meows in order to get our attention, because we are especially stupid to not understand cat speak. They bring us dead things and try to groom us because that's what they do to kittens. TLDR, dogs don't care that they're adopted. Cats, however, would be shocked. Cats are sure they adopted you, not the other way round. I mean, they have a point. After all the hours they've spent watching after you, so you won't drown in the toilet. I've heard that the ideal age is when Hez 6 to 8. Hez 3 now, so I have time to prepare. Or maybe I just won't tell him. Unless he asks. But what if he wants to look for his birth parents and he fidgets about me? That will be rough. When you and daddy get a divorce. Clearly this depends on what your dog's therapist school of thought and where they were trained. Some therapists prefer the band-aid off philosophy, where you tell the dog quickly. Some prefer that this is only divulged after years of necessary therapy. Prepare your animal for the bad news. I have given all my dogs nicknames: Pound Puppy, Old Man, Bow Legs, and Trash Puppy. My girlfriend is never amused when I call everybody outside to go pee. They already love you forever. Best to keep it a secret, none the wiser. I made my dog by myself. We never talked about it. Just one day framed his family tree and put it on the wall where he can see it. He never asked any question or acted any differently, so I hope he made his peace with it. Boy, I need you to sit. This talk is gonna be rough. Earlier the better, so they know they are loved. And the talk is done, so they can process it through life and not freak out. Like this video and this good boy will be your mailman forever. We are Redditation, and we Redditate every day. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a wonderful day, you magnificent people.